Good afternoon, everybody. My name is A Weapons, and this is Mid-Life Music. Even though this is not going to be LDBC business, I do promote the brand. So for all people who are listening to this video, who are interested in what the LDBC stands for, that stands for Lions Den Boxing Community. So what you do is that you can go to your Google, your Safari, or whatever you're using for a browser. Type in www.ldbcsports.com. You click in, you select the store icon on your left. Yeah, your left. You click the store icon. Once you select the store icon, you can pick up a couple of shirts, and they're gonna be $40. But if you type in your discount code, which is 78 Sports TV, Blood Boxing, or either Ticket TV, if you put those in, you get $5 off of each shirt. So then on top of that, what you can also do is just donate to the cause, little $5, little $10 here and there. You can donate, and you can do that. Also, on Wednesday nights at 9 p.m., you can go to Smoke City Mobcast, and that's right here on YouTube. Wednesday nights, 9 p.m., and this is where the LDBC gathers together to discuss social issues and issues surrounding boxing. It's very good conversation there, little bantering, little laughter, some disagreements. Shout out the Ticket. All right, but basically you go there and you can have a real good time discussing sports and its brotherhood there. All right, now on to business. And like I said, this is not LDBC business. This is my personal business because basically I was disrespected. So I can't say, okay, well, this person right here doesn't respect black people. Yeah, I can say it. But this is not about black people in general. All right, the name of this video is going to be, Are You Really the Real Music Observer? And this is dedicated to my friend David. Here's the situation. Probably for the last 6 months to the last year, I've been watching videos on YouTube, and I ran into this guy named Dave. I'm not gonna give out his information, but he was actually commenting on certain songs, why he feels that certain artists do certain this, and blah 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 blah. And I got interested. Now, do I feel that this guy has any real music knowledge? No, but I do feel that at the time that he really has a love for music, and in particular the 80s, the 80s melodic rock music. He was really into that heavy. But just come to find out he's just a fanboy. But anyways, I digress. Eventually I got in contact with him because like I said, I loved his content. And I said, listen, the first conversation that we had, a group called Revolutionary Saints. And in case people don't know who that is, that's actually a put together band of Dean Castronovo. And Dean Castronovo for years played drums for Journey. And before he played for Journey, he played for Bad English, which Neil Sean and Jonathan Cain were actually in the group. And this happened when Steve Perry had first left Journey, when he when his moms had passed away and everything. He had to just take time out, which I understand. All right. So once that went down, where Dean Castronovo and they got together and they formed a band called Revolutionary Saints. They had an album out there before. Matter of fact, a couple of the songs on the album, Arnell from Journey, who's now the lead singer of Journey, sang. And I guess, they were used for reference tracks for Dean to get, because Dean had to actually leave because, I'm not going to talk about his business, but he had to leave Journey. He had to leave. So anyways, other than that, he was like, well, isn't this the best song? I said, no, it's not a best song. You mean to tell me, now this is when things were amicable. You mean to tell me that this song that he has, I forgot the name of the song, Wouldn't Change a Thing, or I forgot the name of it right now. And that tells you that it wasn't that great of a song. But I'm listening to it, I'm like, no, The King of Might Have Been by Chicago is a better song than this one. Right, off my head. We're not even talking about what I can think about in 5 minutes that's better than that song. And I told him that the problem is that this song doesn't have a direction. You have talent, yeah. There are a bunch of talented people that are over the age of 40. But what makes them stand out is when you have a direction. In other words, when you have a producer. Dean and them don't have a good producer. So the songs are just going to sit there and just stagnate. That, you can hear there's good drumming, there's good singing, there's good guitar playing, there's good bass playing. But do you remember the song A Month From Now? No. The King of Might Have Been, that album, Chicago 30, that album had been out, what, 12 years now? 10 years now? Yeah, 10 or 12 years now. And I know at least 4 songs off the bat off that album because they were damn good songs. Anyhow, let me just move forward. I don't want to just make this video about how much I know. We started talking more. Me and Dave started talking more. And like I said, I really liked what he was bringing to the table. So I said, Dave, listen, because he had mentioned that he's having financial trouble, he's unemployed, and okay. And we all go through that. So what I offered him was that I said, Dave, give me a call. I might have something that we both can do that's going to work out for both of us. We can promote artists on YouTube. Here's my telephone number, blah, 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 blah. And so he mentions that he doesn't have money. And I'm like, money's not the issue. I need your platform. And at the time, he probably had maybe 2,000 subscribers, maybe a little under that. So I said, okay, listen, I see your platform. You are going to grow. This is going to be a big thing for you. So why don't we get together, put our heads together and see what we can work out? Because I'm already prepared to do this. And I'm going to start this next year. That's what I told him. So I got ignored. Hollered at him again. Same situation. Got ignored. Or either, yeah, thanks, man, for liking my video. I'll talk later. Now, at that point, when you talk to somebody at least 4 times, you pretty much know who that person is. Pretty much. So I was getting the, step aside, darky. I was getting that. All right, but no big deal. He had made a video talking about how Don Henley and how Glenn Frey should let Don Felder, Jesus. Don Henley and God bless the dead, Glenn Frey should let Don Henley back in the band and let bygones be bygones. Why would you let bygones be bygones when Don Felder still has a lawsuit? Don Felder still wants equal billing. When the only thing that you've done was Hotel California and Victim of Love. Those are the only 2 things you've done that are of any significance. Just those 2 songs. Don Henley has done good on his own. Glenn Frey has done excellent on his own. The Eagles were already in existence. 1, 2, 3, 4 years before Don Felder came in. So my thing is, I disagreed with him. And that was it. It was nothing violent. It was nothing disrespectful. I said that Don Felder should just shut the fuck up, pick up his guitar, play, and get the contract that was offered to Timothy B. Schmidt and to Joe Walsh. That's all I said. The reward was basically not even acknowledging what I said. Now, been by the look. And Dave, I'm going to tell you something. When you see a note and somebody's face pops up underneath the note, that means that they saw what you wrote. Okay, so just take that into consideration. All right. So he decided not to answer that for whatever reason. I should have known. I should have taken that as a precursor to, well, you can't disagree with me. I'm the great Dave, such and such. Like I said, I'm not going to put his, information out there. The Real Music Observer, Anyways, after that, started talking again. Now all of a sudden he wants to put me in a black man's house. Well, why don't you listen to Otis Redding and Al Green? Well, why can't I listen to America? Why can't I listen to REO Speedwagon? Why can't I not listen to the Little River Band? Why can't I listen to them? Why can't I like grunge? If you don't like grunge, that's your business. But why can't I like it? You know, always want to put a black man in a black man's house. I don't understand that. Like I told him, there's a show on YouTube that I love. And let me say it again, love, called The Classic Metal Show with Neely. I don't know if that's his first name or last name. I don't know. And Chris Aiken. I know him. Chris Aiken is my hero. I love him. Because he's probably, well, Neely a little bit. But Chris Aiken is probably the only white man that I've ever heard that gives his honest opinion about black people. I respect that so much. It reminds me of a person that I used to work with, an old German guy, Mr. Fryer. We love each other, but I know how he feels about minorities. And he knows how I feel about white people. But we love each other because we do not hide how we feel. We give an honest opinion about everything. We're not closet racist, Dave. We're not closet racist. And for the record, no white person or Italian white person that thinks they're white, and like you, can go around and call a black person racist. You're not in any moral position to call anybody racist. I'll end it at that with that issue. All right. Like I said, you need to just get with Neely and Chris Aiken. You need to just get with them, be a co-host for the show, and just embrace your bigotry. Embrace it. Yes, we had to leave your page because we can't support people who feel that blacks are inferior. The only black person that can walk in your house is Michael Jordan. We don't embrace that. And the LDBC does not support that. Anyways, back to what I was saying. Oh, and again, this is not LDBC business. This is my personal business. Then he has a video about, okay, the Steve Perry debacle and everything. You know, I felt for him because I didn't want to, I don't want to see people getting picked on because they have an opinion. I don't have a problem with that. So then he talks about how Eddie Trunk is being controlled by the industry. I'm like, and promoters and programmers, that's bullshit. Eddie Trunk does what he loves to do. He likes to talk about Ace Frehley. He likes to talk about Peter Criss and his rotator cuff. That's what he likes to talk about. He don't give a fuck about these new artists. And no disrespect to Pinnacle Point, no disrespect to Revolutionary Saints or all these other people. No disrespect. But corporate America does not give a fuck about these people. So why bring a group like Tequila Sunrise when you have the Eagles? Why? Why bring a group bring Cold Gin or Hotter Than Hell when you have Kiss? Why? And that's all I was doing, was disagreeing with what he said and producing valid points. Why I disagreed. In return, and like I said, I will be putting up the discussions that we had. I will be putting them up so that people can see exactly what they're dealing with. And once they see that David, I'm not going to say his name, is a racist, and I'm just going to keep it real, a racist, not a bigot, a racist. And Dave, I apologize. You're right. You're not a bigot. You're a racist. It's a difference. Anyways, once people see that, so not only you're not going to need my damn $5, you're not going to need at least 15 other people $5 because 6 people already left you already. You just don't know it yet, but 6 people already left. And it's probably going to be another 20 that's going to leave because no one wants to be around someone that's been proven And I'm going to prove it that you're a racist. So that's my video. That's my story. And I'm sticking to it because I know it to be true. And like I said, I will put out the Facebook letters, the Facebook IMs that me and him shared so that you can see the whole history of how I got ignored, how I was disrespected, and how this guy just started spewing profanity at me about something that did not even relate to anything that I wrote to him. You can't get mad because you got exposed, Dave. You can't get mad about that. You can't get mad. It happened. What you have to do is either you man up or you just say, look, I'm a racist. I'm going on a classic metal show and I'm going to rock out with Neely and Chris Aiken. And like I said, Chris Aiken is my hero. This is A Weapons. Mid-Lyfe music will start on May. It was going to be in April, but I had trouble with the house and everything. So Mid-Lyfe music will start on May. It was going to start April Fool's Day, but I know that I'm not going to be ready at that time. So Mid-Lyfe music will start in May. Everybody just get ready, and it's gonna be a blast. And like I said, Dave, I've said what I had to say. Nobody brought your children into this. No one brought your wife into this. No one brought your family into this. I don't understand what you're trying to achieve by talking that bullshit. And I'm gonna leave it at that. And I am a nice guy, but don't fuck with me, or you're gonna have a serious issue.